Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. Today is August the 17th, 2022. I am glad to be here this evening, and hopefully you're having a great evening. And so we're starting at 6:15 on August the 17th, 2022. As you know, I was elected to be the Local 1000 president in May of 21. And a lot has gone on since I was elected. And so we're starting a little bit early at 6:15 on Facebook. And I'll start the Zoom at 6:30. And I always put up on Facebook the Zoom link. So anybody who wants to come on Zoom can find the link on Facebook either on that Monday or Tuesday before Wednesday evening at 6:30. You can always text message me as well at 408-207-2339. And I always need everyone's support and their encouragement. As you know, I'm battling the union to retain my presidency. And this is a great travesty that is going on right now. Hello! And so anyone who wants to come on and speak your mind this evening on Facebook, I can bring you on camera. You can ask me questions in a text. And then at 6:30, I'll start the Zoom. And so tonight, it's about, have you had enough? Have you had enough at Local 1000 and how they treat you? I'm sure many of you would say yes. And so some of you have said, why do we have to have mental gymnastics? Hello. Why do we have to have mental gymnastics to understand what our union is doing? And the simple answer is, they don't want you to know what they're doing. And that was the great thing when I won the election. 2,637 voters. People do want to know what's going on with their union. People do need a 21% pay increase across the board. They do need their COLA, cost of living adjustment, or in the contract from many years ago in 2007, it was called cost of living allowance. We do need GO pay, and not just for 4 counties. For our current contract, we need everybody covered for GO pay. You say, well, is that even possible? And so this is why I've asked you, have you had enough? And had enough doesn't mean that you quit on Local 1000 by stopping your membership. Let me say it for you again on August 17th, 2022, 6:17 p.m. Please don't give up your membership. I know that what's going on right now is a travesty of justice. I know what's going on right now has so many people upset. And they should be upset because the voters voted. We're supposed to respect elections and respect election results. They're having a big commotion in Washington, D.C. right now about January 6, 2021. Because some people couldn't respect election results. And they marched on the Capitol. And not in a peaceful manner. We're having the same problem in Local 1000 by them trying to remove me from office. And so I'm asking everyone, please contact me, 408-207-2339. I'll say it for you again. If you really care about Local 1000 and you care about this president, contact me, 408-207-2339. I have been battling our union since 2012. That's over 10 years. And some people say, why do you care so much? Because that's what I was created to do. I was created to help people in need. And in this case, financial justice. Not social justice, but financial justice, along with respect in the workplace. I will say this to you, like I said in the past. There are some people in Local 1000 who appear to be righteous in their efforts to help you. They give good appearances, but the truth is not in them. And let me say this to you. I'm not trying to judge other people. I'm simply telling you from your actions from the past, the present, we can see into the future. By studying the present, by going back into the past. When Local 1000 leadership is traveling to these work sites right now, what are they telling people? They're not telling you anything. All they want is to continue to impress on you that politics matters and that you shouldn't quit your membership. And they're trying to increase membership, even though they're disrespecting the voters by trying to remove me from office. So they're being hypocrites. They tell you to vote in elections, be active in the union. But when people were active and they voted for me, now they're trying to take your vote from you. And if you're sitting here and you're not telling your coworkers what's going on, that's a travesty. We cannot let this injustice go on. So how do you inspire people to take action? Call me, 408-207-2339. I challenge anyone. Look at all of my videos from 2012 up to now at createexcellence7437.com. That's createexcellence7437.com under my video tab. These other so-called leaders don't have a video tab on their website because they don't have a website because they don't care about you. These other leaders are not telling you anything. They're telling you they want you to take part in this membership participation. Take part in increasing membership. But they won't tell you what they will not tolerate in the next contract. Because they're going to do whatever the state of California tells them to do. Because I'm the only person in this union that has told you we are an equal partner in this union. We are an equal partner with our relationship with the state of California. Now, let me say this for you again. We are an equal partner in this relationship with the state of California. These other leaders will never tell you that. If they start telling you that this is a 50-50 partnership and the state of California is not our boss, you know they're copying me. And they've been copying me from years ago. Now, some of you have said, you know, Richard, your delivery, Mr. Brown, President Brown, can you deliver your words in a different form or fashion? And I have told you, when you're speaking with passion and conviction as a black man in this country, they want you to act a certain way. And I refuse to act that way because I'm speaking righteousness. And the only time you see black men able to speak with this passion and this conviction is on the sports field or in the pulpit or when they're singing and dancing, entertaining the world. But in the position of leadership, they don't want to see you passionate. They don't want to see you really put your heart out for people because the Spirit of God that comes out of me touches your heart. And that's what they don't want. Well, that's what they're going to have with me. And that's why I told you there was God that put me here. Should I, quote, fail, I still give the glory to God through Jesus Christ. So when they tell you that I don't deliver my words in the correct fashion, that's because they want to control me. They want to contain me. They want to control the passion that I speak with, because that passion comes from righteousness to help you and your spouse and your children and your family and your extended family. They can't copy this. They can try to imitate, but they're imposters. And when they use big, fancy words, that's only to deceive you, to conceal their secret agenda, which is to maintain the status quo and to continue to support one major political party over the others. That's all they're trying to do. It's really that simple. All right, so I see someone wants to bring them on video. So if that person is sincere about bringing them on video, put it in the text and I'll bring you on video. So we'll start the Zoom at 6:30. But I'm asking everyone, if you truly, really want to help me, then reach out to me. You can text me at 408-207-2339. Since they've been attempting to remove me from office, you would think that would have devastated me. It has not. They can't break this spirit that I have in me. What they're trying to do is break your spirit. They're trying to break your spirit and break your colleague's spirit. So that you don't care anymore, you just throw your hands up, you quit the union, and now they have an excuse for getting, quote, a childlike, condescending contract that they've been continuing from all the past contracts. These contracts are not worth anything. And remember, How many people in this union really have their cases grieved? 1 out of 100? That's not very good. How many people have told you that Local 1000 has failed them? But when I took office, you knew in your heart I was fighting for everyone equally. Give you an example of this? The pandemic. We got an agreement with the state to where everybody did not have to be vaccinated. That was a huge deal. And no one else, no other union leader in this state stuck their neck out for you or for any of the people they represented but me. None of them did. And when they try to take those jobs from the people in Lansing County and CCC, the California Correctional Center, Local 1000 stood up and we fought against that. And now they're trying to, quote, close other prisons in the future. If I'm not your leader of this union, I guarantee you they'll close those prisons. You're very welcome, ma'am or sir. They will close these prisons because you have leadership who will not fight for the jobs for those who work behind the prison walls. They won't fight for those jobs in DMV. They didn't fight to keep those jobs for the toll bridge operators. These people, not trying to judge them, but when I tell you the truth, to do what is right, to serve you is not in them. Look at their actions. What are they telling you when they're going to these work sites? Are they telling you we're going to get this much for a pay raise or we'll go on strike? Are they telling you this? They are not, because they have no intention to do anything but what the state of California tells them to do. If it ever comes out that they're fighting for you, that's a trick. They're trying to deceive you, bamboozle you, mislead you, to make you think they're fighting for you when the trick is they're not. The only person they're trying to fight is me. Because evilness will always fight the truth. So I see a text on Facebook. Why keep jobs for obsolete tasks? They could send these workers to other jobs. You know what, sir? If you were doing these obsolete tasks and there's no guarantee they can send you to other jobs in the area that you've been working, taking care of your family, maybe you would feel a little bit differently. Because there's no guarantee. Now, they can always repurpose the jobs. There is no reason why under a signed contract, sir, you should be losing a job. There's no reason for that. If you're losing a job while under a signed contract, you don't belong to a union. You don't have a union. A union gives you guaranteed wages, job employment, and a workplace that's safe and absent from bad behaving, self-serving, egotistical, know-it-all, harassing supervisors. That's what a union does. And nothing less and nothing more. Do you feel that you get respect from your boss on your job, being represented by Local 1000? When people tell you, we don't care about your union because your union won't fight for you in the workplace, are they lying? Is your boss lying when he or she says that? They are not. And that's why I said tonight, have you had enough? Have you had enough? When they took 2 days of pay from you this last fiscal period, that wasn't enough. Remember, they were scheduled to take 2 days of pay from you for 2 straight fiscal periods. It wasn't until the recall situation came up that the current governor said, we're going to cut off that second fiscal year POP. But you haven't lost enough. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, what does it take? Do you need at least a whole week of paycheck? You say, well, that's not even possible. It is possible. They took money from you 3 days for almost a whole year for the furlough fiasco. Then they took another day's pay in 2010, but that wasn't good enough for you. They came back under that signed contract from 2010 to 2013 and took another day from you that you voted to give your money up.
Join the meeting.
But that wasn't enough. How much money do you have to lose until you wake up and say enough's enough? How much? How much do they got to take from you over and over and over again? How much do they have to take from you? At some point, you must respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, at least respect your spouse and your children. At some point. I guess it's going to be your preach tonight. I'm going to say this for you again. Have you had enough, Local 1000? They're trying to run out the current president, myself, who was elected in May of 2021, beat all the odds because of you. And now they're going to try to run me out. Are you just going to sit there and let that happen? I've reached out to people. Some people have reached out to me. They're trying to help me. I'm asking you, if you feel strongly about your job and about pay increases, and you say the time is now, because we got $100 billion in surplus. $100 billion in surplus. All right, so it's 6:30. I'm going to start all over. Hello, everyone on Zoom. I'm on Facebook Live. I started at 6:15, and I'm a little hot. I had to turn my air conditioner off so that the noise doesn't interfere. But it's August the 17th, 2022. I'm Richard Lewis Brown, Richard Jarrell, and I'm talking to you tonight on Zoom and on Facebook. And I'm asking you, have you had enough? Have you had enough? Why do you need mental gymnastics to understand what the heck is going on in your union, Local 1000? Because they don't want you to know. They want to keep you deaf, dumb, and stupid, and in the dark. They don't want you to know what's really going on. But those PowerPoint slides I started doing in October of 2021 up through February, I think the 23rd of 22, those PowerPoints gave you the information. If you really want to help this union, keep your leader. Keep the person that the membership voted was, this is the person that can take us to a new culture, that can create excellence. This is the person. I know that many of you are not working. I mean, you're working from home. You can still contact your colleagues. They can contact me at 408-207-2339. You can reach me at email, richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Say it for you again. richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Let me tell you why I'm so fired up tonight. So many people want to give up. I don't get this in this country we call America. This ain't no give up type of country. So I see another text. They can remove you, but they can stop you from running for another term, or is it just the appointed position? They're trying to do both. Again, let me get back to my point. This is not a give up type of country. People who tell you they're giving up on this union, well, what else have they given up on? Now, I respect their decision, because in this country, you're allowed to make decisions, whether we like them or not. What I'm trying to figure out is, who gives up in this country? Because you have winners and you have losers. Which one are you? Winners and losers. Pick a side. Don't try to play both sides. I haven't given up. They told me in 2015, don't run for office. They told me in 2018, nobody loves you, nobody cares about you, you'll never win. They told me in 21, forget it. You're just splitting the vote. They told that same lie in 2015, 2018, and 21. You're splitting the vote. No one cares for you. Count these numbers, all you smart people. 600 votes in 2015. Okay. 2,144 votes in 18. And then in 21, 7437, the sum, 21. Then in 21, 2,637 votes. That means every time I run, I'm increasing and increasing, and I'm gaining and I'm gaining. And this is why they're trying to run me out of office. Give me a call, ma'am, 408-207-2339, or you can text message me, or you can email me, richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Don't let people tell you that I don't have support. That's an absolute lie. Look at these videos that I do. You think it's just you on tonight. That's a lie. Do not give up. I'm telling you, when someone is sent and they're inspiring you, and you know in your heart, that's the person to lead us, it's time. It's time to show up and show out. Don't let people tell you there's nothing you can do. That's a lie. These people have been lying and lying and lying, saying I'm a detriment to this union. No, I'm not a detriment. I'm an asset of the United States of America. That's what I am. I'm an asset. I would tell you that I'm a great utility, but they say the law of diminishing return, if you keep doing something over and over again, well, that law doesn't apply to me because I was created by God through Jesus Christ. Okay? I'm an asset to this country. I'm an asset to this union. If you want to get a 21% pay increase, keep me around. That's a guarantee. The money is there. Again, enough is enough. Give me 1 second, please. I'm sweating here. Okay. Let's try this again. Do you want to win? Some of you say yes, but your actions tell me something differently. I want to win for you. Remember when I took office and I said I wasn't going to take a salary stipend? And I didn't allow the 3 VPs to take the salary stipend either? Remember that? Or did you forget? Remember, when I took office, I said I would not take that salary stipend. It would be like $46,000 and something for me. I did not take that free money. Why? Because I'm sincere. I'm serving you. I'm a public servant just like you are. We're in this together. Except when I say it, I show actions. When other people tell you that we're in this together, they're lying. Give you an example of the lie. When the COVID kicked off in 2019, or should I say in 2020, sometime around March, the state legislature, along with the governor, told you, we're all in this together. All the mayors up and down the state of California were telling you, we're all in this together. Here's the question. Excuse me. Did the state legislature give up their money? 2 days of pay for a whole fiscal year? They did not, except for like 4 or 5 of them. That means we're not in this together. That means that they were lying to you all along. That's what that means. You say, well, how do you fight back, Richard? Contact me. 408-207-2339. My story hasn't changed. My game hasn't changed. My talk off hasn't changed. I haven't changed at all. The same person that ran for office in 2015, 2018, and 2021. I'm still the same person. I've never lied to you. But some of these other so-called local 1,000 leaders are lying through their teeth. We still love them. They're still Americans. But the truth is not in them. They tell you they're doing this for membership. If they were doing it for membership and membership voted me as the president, then why are they trying to run me out of here? They say I was spending money incorrectly. That's a lie. Lie upon lie upon lie. And you know this. And this ain't about Democrats. This ain't about Republicans. They use these political parties to divide us, to keep us confused, just like racism. They use racism and prejudice to divide us. Because when it comes down to it, and I'm saying this to you at 6:39 p.m. on August 17th, 2022, the haves and the have-nots. That's what this comes down to. I have held true to my integrity. And some people who said they were supporting me are so mad at me because they could not control me or get me to break my word. No. I know who got me here. Hold on 1 second here. All right. So I know who got me here. This is the integrity that a real leader has. Not someone that tells you what you want to hear when you want to hear it. And when things get tough, they change on you. I have not done that. Anytime any of these local 1,000 leaders want to do a debate or a conversation with me on video, please reach out to me. But they won't. Maybe you should email these people. and said, we want to see you do a video with Richard. And we want to see you having a conversation with Richard about all these things you're saying he's doing wrong. But these people will never do that. Listen to me. When I say never, N-E-V-E-R. Because the truth of God is not in them. And I'm not being judgmental. If you don't believe in God, then I'll tell you the golden rule is absent in their lives. And I'm not judging, I'm telling you. I'm telling you what it is. This is what it is. And for so many of you who have called me, who I cannot help right now, you know who you are. Because you know, if I was in that union, when you say, Richard, I need help, help would be on the way, period. Because that's what a union does. It fights for its people on good days and bad days. We don't question the police officers union across America. They defend all of their officers on the good days and the bad days. That's what a union does. Whether you understand it, whether you respect that or not. It's like a family member. Oh boy. Like a family member. Some of our family members don't cut the grade, but they're our family. We may have to talk to them behind the closed door, but when we go out in public, that's my family. That's who I'm stuck with. That's how I have to live. Let me say it for you again. Why don't we trust people within Local 1000? Because of all the lies they've told throughout the years. But the one person who has not lied to you is Richard Lewis Brown. The one person who has not lied to you is Richard Lewis Brown. Now, I know some people will look at this video tonight and they'll say, oh, he's mad. No, I'm not. I've told you that's racist. When a black man speaks with passion, unless I'm in the pulpit or on the sports field, or if I'm dancing and singing for you, then that's okay. But in a position of leadership, I have to act a certain way. That's some bogus BS. As long as you keep following these people who tell you what you want to hear, who act all professional, you'll never have anything. It's the person that gives it to you with that sincerity, with that passion, that conviction. That's the person you should be following. And many of you won't follow that person because it doesn't appeal to your image that you've been taught that a leader should act a certain way in this country. And then you wonder why things in this country oftentimes never change. Look who you're electing to these offices. You know, for 13 straight years, Local 1000 had a leader. She was calm, cool, collective, highly professional, highly dignified. She was always watching every word she said when she did a video, if she did a video. An extremely professional person. Did you get ahead with her? What did you get with her professionalism? What did you get? You didn't get anything. You have a lot of professional leaders in this country. What are they really doing for their people? What are they doing? They're not doing anything. Now, I want people to understand this. Winning is hard work. Winning is hard work. Most people will never be winners because they don't want to put the work in. What do they say? The harvest is great, but the laborers are few. There's a reason for that. This is our time to get a great contract for the first time in Local 1000 history. When you have $100 billion in surplus, if you don't jump in that line, somebody else will jump in that line and get that money. You've been putting your life on the line during this COVID, during all these times. Good times and bad times for the state of California, the state employee, not just for Local 1000, but all the state employees from all the different public sector units have put everything into their jobs. Remember when they used to laugh at you for working for the state of California? They said you were the bottom of the barrel, that you were lazy and uneducated, you didn't have a work ethic, you couldn't get a job nowhere else, so you worked for the state of California, and they made fun of you, and they looked down upon you. And then when the economy went bust in the late 1999, early 2000s, they were mad at you. And then when it went bust again in 2008, they were mad at you. And now, here you are, still here, keeping this state going, the #1 state in America going, they're still mad at you. They look down upon you. And you're the reason why we have the 4th largest economy on earth. Not the 10th, not the 20th, the 4th or the 5th. Take your pick. The 4th largest economy on earth. When has leadership from Local 1000, when they go to work sites, have they got you fired up? No, they haven't got you fired up. They don't even show you the videos. When I go to the work sites, I'm on video. Unscripted, unedited, unrehearsed. And you see me taking on everybody and anybody. That's what a leader does. Everything's not going to be planned out perfectly. Some people go by scripts. They got to have the perfect paper, the perfect script. They got to have all their advisors around them. Really? What was David's script in the Bible when he beat Goliath? What was his script? When they said he couldn't win against Goliath, what was his script? He didn't have one. And I'm not saying that you don't need scripts sometimes, because you do need a plan for war. But sometimes you got to walk in faith. How many state employees, every day you go to work and you're miserable, and you don't feel like you can do anything better? You don't have to feel that way anymore. 408-207-2339. They're trying to run me out. They're trying to destroy me. Talk about my past. They'll throw anything and everything they can to run me out of here. Because if they can destroy me, then they feel like they can destroy you. Because if you think about this ain't really about Richard Lewis Brown. This is about voters and their voices and how they're trying to take your voice, your vote, and throw it out the window and throw it into the Pacific Ocean. They tell you to vote in elections, and when you do, when you don't vote the way they want you to vote, then they say, you don't know what you're doing, we're going to do this for you. That's an absolute lie. That sounds like eminent domain. That sounds like elitists that tell you, we know what's best for you. How much can you take? How much? I've often said 2 days a month, they could have taken a whole week from you. Would that have made you say enough's enough? They have taken money from you over and over again, and you keep going back for more. And when they say, these so-called leaders of Local 1000, are they telling you we have millions of dollars in the strike fund? Because Richard said we're going to create this strike fund, and we're going to bargain in good faith for a period of time, and should we reach a legal impasse, we're going to take a strike vote, and if that strike vote comes back yes, we're not calling for a 1-day strike or a 2-day strike. We're going to strike and break the back of the state of California. Have they told you that? Have they? As long as someone will continue to bully you and harass you in the workplace through bad behaving, egotistical, self-serving supervisors, as long as they know you won't do a doggone thing, they'll keep treating you like that. They'll keep putting their hands on you, not physically, but mentally, they'll keep beating up on you. They'll keep beating up on you. When have you had enough? If I'm the state of California, I wouldn't give you anything. Listen to the words that I just said. Listen to the words I just said. If I'm the state of California, I want Richard Lewis Brown out of here. Because I know that he's smart enough to know game when he sees it. If I'm the state of California, as long as I know you won't go on strike, you'll never get nothing from me. Listen to me, nothing from me. Because I don't have to negotiate. And then when they say, well, what is Richard's plan? What's President Brown's plan? What's their plan? Have you ever noticed they're quick to call me out on, give us everything because you say you're Mr. Transparency, and I'm giving you more than you ever had in your entire life in the state of California, but it's still not good enough. What do they tell you? Hot garbage, political propaganda. They've been using, let me say this with respect, they've been using political propaganda for years in Local 1000, and they've been successful. So I'm not mad at them for what they're doing, because it's a proven track record of winning. But they're not telling you anything. They don't have a plan for you. What they want me to do is tell you the plan so they can copy it, water it down, and say, here you go. And that's why they watch my videos. I'm not stupid, people. These people will try to trick me into saying, well, give us all your strategy, Richard. Really? They don't have a plan for you, Local 1000. Because they weren't elected to lead the union. I was. As the president. Not the board. The board doesn't run Local 1000. The board represents the people of their different DLCs. But I'm the president. I represent all the DLCs, all the job classifications. But they don't want to recognize that. Now, when I say enough's enough, people say, well, Richard, is it really because you're black? Or is it because you're trying to take us out of politics? Is it really because you're black, Richard, they're trying to run you out? Or is it because you're trying to take us out of politics, and that's really messing with SEIU International in D.C., and that's messing with the Democratic Party here in the state of California? So you want the answer? The cops showed up to my house on May 25th, 2021 at 5 o'clock in the morning on a false allegation there's a woman in my house screaming for her life. Black men in America don't have a good track record for surviving police stops when a, quote, woman is screaming or a woman is claiming harassment from a black man. How do you know? Look up the Emmett Till situation. How do you know? Look up Erastus Brown, lynched July 10th, 1897. Look them up. Those are just two quick examples. I could probably do a history and give you 100. Then you say, what about people who have fought the politicians? How did their lives turn out? Not very good either. So when you say which one is the case, is it because you're black or is it because of the politics? It's like me asking you, what's better, cookies or ice cream? Sounds like they go together to me. Cookies and cake or ice cream and yogurt? Sounds good to me. Sounds like that's a good mixture. The bottom line is, I wasn't supposed to win that election. But the people voted, and God was the inspiration. And he put it into the spirit. And he motivated people to vote for me. And that causes confusion for those who are trying to maintain the status quo. I didn't know it'd be this difficult to get you paid this money. If someone walks up to me and says, we're going to get you a 21% pay increase across the board, but we're going to have to fight management to get it, I'm in. Unless I'm cool with management, you're already cutting me a deal that you don't know about. Elections have consequences. Unfortunately, Local 1000 doesn't respect election results. Unfortunately, so many of us represented by Local 1000, we're doing these, quote, mental gymnastics routines to understand what the heck is going on. And all these videos that I've done over the course of my career for Local 1000, I haven't lied on any of them. But you know this. You know this. Question is, how much more do you want to take? And like I said, this is not a give up type of country. We don't give up. Remember, it was in 2015, no, I think I said in 2018, that real Americans fight. Remember me saying that? Some people got offended by that statement. And what I was saying is, in this country was based on a fight. They were fighting from the time they came over here from England. They were fighting. And they kept fighting till they got their independence from England. So if you think that this fight in Local 1000 is an easy fight, you think that great things can happen in this union after all these years of status quo thinking, think again. You want to have to fight this union to establish a new culture of excellence. You're going to have to fight this union. Now, you've already voted. And you took out the incumbent president with a new person. The new person is not perfect. A clear example of me fighting this union, the union won't indemnify me. Here I am fighting to retain my presidency that you put me in, and some of you didn't vote for me, but you support me now. I'm fighting to retain my presidency, and this union will not indemnify me while I'm doing my job as the Local 1000 president. Is that racism or is that politics? Cookies or ice cream? They both sound good to me. But yet, this same union has paid the attorney fees for a DLC president, Billy Hall, who's suing me and you and SIU International. Let me say this for you again, because someone asked on Facebook this morning, and I answered her question. There's a person, a DLC president, 744 Billy Hall in the San Francisco Bay Area, who is suing me for doing my job, suing the Local 1000, that's all of you dues-paying members and future dues-paying members, and suing International, but yet the board voted to pay his attorney fees, $42,000. But when I say it's a racial situation and a political situation, you say that Richard's off. Am I off? Let me smile. Am I off? DLC 744 president, Billy Hall, a white man. They paid for all of his attorney fees, and they didn't put no stipulations on it either. They paid for that like that. Didn't think twice. But I'm the president that the people voted for. But they don't want to indemnify me. And when they made that one-time offer of $15,000 only for the HR1 process, the internal mechanism, the HR1 process, the internal mechanism, they're trying to remove me from Local 1000. A $15,000 one-time offer, that was a hustle. They thought I was stupid. They thought I did not know my worth. I know my worth as the Local 1000 president. I know my legal worth, and I know my worth as a person in the United States of America. But yet they convinced other people that I should have taken the money. Don't be stupid. Don't be naive. But they're really good at creating that narrative that I'm out of control and I'm a detriment. They said Dr. King was a detriment. That's what they said. They said that he was a detriment. They said quite a few American patriots were detriments to American society. England thought that the Americans that came, that the English that came over here, they were a detriment as well. Do you really think I'm a detriment to this union? No, you don't. Only those who want to continue the status quo, they're the detriment to this union, not me. That's the truth. I haven't done anything to anybody. The only thing I've tried, if I was to really take my time and tell you every single thing where I've tried to help people in this union, it would be probably like Abraham Lincoln trying to tell you every single thing he tried to do to keep the country unified without going to war. That great Civil War. And many of you know what I've done for you. But yet, sometimes you've come on and tried to, quote, question me. But when I was in your arena, certain people have unique job classifications. And when you said, Richard, I need your help, I didn't turn you away. Now look, we all make mistakes. So let me start by saying this. Nobody's made more mistakes in life than me. No one, in my personal opinion, has made more mistakes in their life than me, unless you're in the street life. Then you can give me competition. And so I'm sorry for the things that I've done in my life. And, to anybody in Local 1000 that I've offended, then I'll tell you that I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anyone. And I can forgive anyone that comes to me and says, Richard, I spoke to you like this, or I said this to you. I'm sorry, Richard. No worries. All we're trying to do is get people paid a significant amount of money. And here's the thing about this money thing. Do you deserve it? Yes. Have you worked for too many years and been disrespected in the workplace? In my personal opinion, yes. Can your spouse and your children use that extra money? Yes. Far too long, state employees have gone disrespected in the state of California. And people across the nation can't understand how the #1 state in the country, California, can be so disrespectful to its state employees. But you and I know that the disrespect is there. And it's there in a very dramatic fashion. When these Local 1000 leaders are traveling up and down the state to these work sites, and they refuse to put stuff on video so you'll know exactly what they're saying to people, when they refuse to do that, what they're telling you is, we don't want nothing to ever change in this union. The only thing that's going to change is who's in the position of power to reap the benefits, the perks. That's the only thing that will change. Not the game, but the players. But see, I'm not a player. I'm a leader. I'm a labor leader. That's who I am. All these other so-called DLC presidents and bunk chairs, anytime they want to come on these videos with me and get at me, I want them to come on. Let's have a conversation. And let's start talking about things. And let's talk about everything. Let it all come out. But they don't want that. Because what's going to happen is, you say, well, we know about all your bad behavior, Richard. You say, well, Richard, sometimes you're mean to people, blah, 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 blah. But some of these same people were trying to chop my head off on some of these videos. But here's the thing. It's all on video with me. But all the things that these people have been doing behind closed doors, you don't know about. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. And some people say, well, Richard, sometimes you don't smile enough. Listen, I'm a very easygoing person. Some people have figured out how to make me smile. But sometimes it's hard to smile when you see thieves in the temple. When you see people stealing from you and disrespecting you and telling you they're going to fight for you in the workplace with these job grievances, but yet they don't do anything for you. Heck, it often appears that they're working with management against you. And I've taken enough calls from enough people represented by Local 1000 who have come at me with passion. They're not mad at me. They're mad at the situation that I can't help them because they're trying to remove me from office. But they're mad at this union because this union refuses to fight for people. That's what they're mad about, and they should be. If you pay your money to your insurance company and you have an accident, whether it's your fault or not, that insurance company should be Johnny on the spot, period. Remember when they criticized me when I said, I respect police officer unions up and down this country. Do they sometimes represent some cops who did things wrong? Yes, they do. But they're a union. They're doing their job. Period. Either you're with us or you're not. Now, we should, act accordingly in our union. But at the end of the day, if you're paying this money and I'm taking your money, when you call me, I need to show up. Do these leaders tell you that? Do they tell you that with the passion, with their conviction? Do they tell you that on video so you can go back to the video months later and say, hey, you told me you was going to fight for me? Hold on, everybody. Everybody please mute on Zoom.
Nobody's trying to save, man.
So, this is what I'm saying to you.
Put your mic off mute. Turn it off, Ron.
So, here we go. This is what I'm talking about with this passion. This is what I'm saying to you. On August 17th, 2022.
Richard, your mic's muted.
Thank you. Thank you. So, this is what I'm saying to you on August 17th, 2022. They're telling me to unmute myself on Zoom, y'all. All right. So, I've been speaking for a few minutes. As you can see, I'm a little sweaty. Sometimes when you have to confront people with their BS, with your insincerity, sometimes it does come across like it's emotional. All I've ever wanted to do is get you paid your money and get you respect in the workplace. The minute those two things are done, I'm gone. This is why I said a 2-term limit for any person in a leadership position for Local 1000. 2 terms, that's it. That's what they do for the governor, for the state of California, and for the state legislature. To stop cronyism and favoritism and the abuse of power. They do it for the White House as well, for the U.S. president. Unfortunately, they don't do it for Congress. That's unfortunate. All right. So I'm going to let people raise their hands if they have any questions, either on Facebook or on Zoom. And hopefully, people who normally don't talk will get a chance to ask a question or speak their mind. And then we'll wrap things up and we'll call it a night for August 17th, 2022. So, who's first? So it's quiet on Facebook and it's quiet on Zoom. That's good with me. I said what I had to say. Have you had enough? If you have, contact me at 408-207-2339. You can call me. You can text me. You can email me at richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. At a certain point, you shouldn't need mental gymnastics to understand your union. At a certain point, you shouldn't have to beg your union to fight for you for job grievances. At a certain point, you shouldn't be kept in the dark about contract negotiations. At a certain point, you should not be asked to continue to pay money to Local 1000 when Local 1000 is not paying you any attention. At a certain point, well, at every point, elections should be respected. Go ahead, Yolanda Williams.
Yes. As far as paying your dues and they don't do anything for you, that's a breach of contract. We're paying our money and they're not trying to help us. Or better yet, they'll tell us to do our own grievances. They get paid a certain amount of money from our dues to help us, to assist us, to know the contract and put in grievances, certain contract language to help the member. And they don't do that. They'll tell you in a minute, oh, you can do it yourself. You can send it to us and all this other stuff. This is absolutely crazy for a union to take your money and we don't do anything about it and just let it happen. I'm fighting, but I don't know about everybody else, but you guys should stand up and be like, no, you need to file the grievance. You need to do this. You need to request the information. They'll tell you in a minute, oh, send us this, send us that, send us this. No, you can request that information. You're the union rep. You can go get the OP file and get any information that is needed in order to pursue the grievance. Point, period. You know, it's just that simple. But they'll put all of that on the employee, and that employee is going through a lot of stuff at work. It's amazing. So you're right on, Richard, as far as, you know, what is the union doing and our money and they're not doing anything. Or is it enough is enough? I didn't have enough. That's why I'm fighting. And I'm going to keep on fighting. They going to know who I am. That's what I got to say about that.
So Yolanda, I want people on Facebook, hopefully they heard what she said. When staff, Local 1000 staff tells you to write your own grievance, file your own grievance, because they refuse to do their job, I hope people are getting that in email. I really do. Because she is right. That's a legal responsibility of Local 1000 staff. You wouldn't have that problem if I was over there. And so that's why I was trying to tell you, all these leaders going out to these work sites, but they ain't saying anything. They're not going to do anything for you. They're going to keep the status quo going for as long as possible. Some people have said, well, you know, Richard, the HR1 that was filed against you, why can't we just file HR1s on some of our leaders, whatever? I've never told you couldn't do that. I never have been put on the spot about it. So if some people say, well, if they can file HR1 on you, Richard, we're going to file HR1 on them. If that is what you feel you must do to protect yourself, to make Local 1000 do their job, because you are paying your money, if that is what you feel you must do, then I can't stop you. The only thing I've ever tried to stop you from doing, please don't quit your membership. And I know some of you are going to stop your membership anyway, regardless of how much I beg you, over and over and over again. So if you feel you have to file an HR1 against some of our Local 1000 leaders or against other members, only thing I say, make sure you get a copy. That's what I would say. Because if they won't fight for your grievances, then they'll probably try to ignore your HR1. Then you say, well, what do I have to do after that? This is America. Just like the DLC president, 744, Billy Hall, is suing me. You do what you have to do in this country. That's what people do. If they feel like they're being disrespected, either they come to your house, they come to your job, they get you on social media. People have all kinds of ways of sending you messages. All right. Thank you for calling in, Yolanda. All right. So the next hand raised is, okay, EB. Go ahead.
Hey, Richard, it's Evelyn.
Oh, hi. Hi, Evelyn. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I just want you to know I'm still praying for you, and I believe in you. Everything you say is right up my alley. I joined this union. I put in papers to become a steward this year before I even knew you were going to be the president. However, I didn't like the union because they always came up to my building with politics. And I just really hated it, but I joined to make a difference, to change some things. And then God put you there. I was going like, okay, I guess I'm supposed to be I'm at the right spot. So the problem I am having right now, I really appreciate you. I don't want to downplay that. That was great what you did with that COVID thing. It was right on the money.
Thank you.
And I go like, look at my union. I was just, and then people ask me, well, how did you get that done? I told them, I talked to Richard. They didn't say anything, but I told them, I talked to you. So it got done, and they couldn't believe it. So the only problem I'm having right now is so much stuff has been going on in my building for 2-3 years, where they cut she's a fighter, but she's gonna do this because she has a nice boss. I said he might be nice, but he doesn't care. He's trying to make himself look good. He doesn't care anything about you, and you're gonna be doing all this work for nothing. And I just need some instructions, something. Somebody tell me how to, because I want to get all of them together and say, hey, look, do this, do not do that, do not get, because they got rid of all these people. We're about 8 positions down because they got rid of all the technicians and they moved all the work over to everybody else. We did not get a raise, but we're doing extra work. And they gave some of the OT and the OA some accounting work. They don't have accounting classes, but they gave it to them and they did it. I was wondering, why are you doing this? Why? Why did you accept that? Oh, I think they were going to give me a promotion. No, they're not giving you a promotion. Just stupid. I just can't believe it. He has it now, though. He knows he's not going to get a promotion, and he wanted to grieve that, and nobody's listening to him. That's the thing. Nobody won't help him with that. So the last thing I heard one of the ladies say is call the MRC and tell them, But I think he still wants to trust them to get a promotion. I told him it's not going to happen. I'm done.
Okay.
Contract 14.2, young lady.
So that was Evelyn talking about people working outside their job classification. Then Yolanda Williams chipped in 14.2. This is a tough question because the truth is people will do anything they can to get promoted, to quote, work for their boss, to please their boss, to get promoted, which means oftentimes they'll work outside their job classification. Because our contract is so poorly written, there's nothing we can do currently. This is why you must elect a president that's going to establish that the good old days are over and that you're not going to allow people to work outside their job classification and prevent someone else from being hired to do that job. And we're not going to let our jobs be taken away while under a signed contract, whether it's in the office down in Southern California or in Sacramento, or whether it's behind the prison walls in CDCR. You have to protect jobs as a union. If you're not doing that, then you're not a union. And then she talked about how she hated the politics. She's absolutely right. Because our country is split right down the middle on politics, on too many issues. Politics should not be part of Local 1000. That's part of my platform. So I'm not telling you anything that I haven't said before. Quick thing before I go to Ron Rawson. Darla on Facebook. Hello, Darla. My 10-point platform is on createexcellence7437.com. I'll repeat for you. My 10-point platform. It's on createexcellence7437.com. It's the 2021 new brochure, campaign brochure. If you send me a text, I'll put it up on Facebook for you, and I'll put your name on there so you'll see it. 408-207-2339. The next person on Facebook, Diane.
Richard, wait. Well, you know what?
Yes.
I know what they're not supposed to be doing.
Yes.
However, how can I convince them that this is not what you do? I mean, they can read the book or whatever, and they're messing it up for everybody else coming down the line.
So.
Because management does it to them, they're going to do it to everybody else.
So Evelyn came back and said, Richard, how can you convince people to not work outside their job classification? This is why I said, when I'm doing this Zoom and I'm doing Facebook Live, everything I say, I record and I put up on, it's up on Facebook, it'll go up on YouTube, it'll go up on my website, createexcellence7437.com. It's tricky because some people are not going to listen to you. That's a real answer that doesn't sit well. They think they're doing themselves a great bit of good, and by helping their families by working outside their job classification, hoping to get promoted. But they're going to hurt somebody else in the process. Can I guarantee you that? No, I cannot. That's why I said it's tricky. they shouldn't do this. Our union should be out at these work sites telling people, don't work outside your job classification. I tell you that. I have no problem telling you that. And you should not be losing your job while under a signed contract. And we should be grieving all these cases, as Yolanda Williams has told me religiously, and as I have said religiously from 2015. So, Evelyn, I don't have your perfect answer, unfortunately. Because I know some people are going to continue to work outside their job classification because they want to get promoted. And if they'll work outside their job classification and do other jobs, then they'll say and do anything to get promoted. I don't put anything past them. But our union should be telling people, do not work outside your job classification. You're hurting other represented employees of Local 1000. They should send that out in an email. Maybe they will, Evelyn. And give me a text, Evelyn, 408-207-2339 if I didn't answer your question satisfactorily. Okay, Ron Roston, thanks for your patience, Ron. Go ahead.
President Brown, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Good.
You hit so many key points tonight. Our union is in peril, and the few months that you were at the helm of the union, I must commend you. That's the first time I felt represented and helped in SEIU. I'm sure there have been any AGPAs and those that were at our website know that whenever we called on you, you were there. Right now, I sent Vanessa C. Strong, our BU17 chair, email today saying, why did we lose on all fronts? Essential pay, we telework agreement, and all this telework stipend is for the birds. Now they're talking about an expectations memo, and the state is just bullying. I've represented so many people over the last couple of weeks in meetings with their management, just with bullying, disrespectful, because the state knows that the union, there's infighting in our union, and that our president isn't in his rightful place, and the state knows that we're vulnerable right now. Now they have this new policy, Richard, called the social media policy, and they want to mute what we say after work that we can't say on social media. And the union said, read what the union's response was. They sat at the table with these people, and pretty much, we said, if you're going to monitor and try to censure us after work hours, when you have that you're violating our First Amendment rights to freedom of speech. But what does the union do? They go and have a kumbaya moment with the state and allow them to. They're pretty much at the verge of implement. Everybody needs to watch out, because if the state got the power to censure you on your non-work hours, and they're monitoring your social media platform with the threat to fire you if you speak your mind, then your union has pretty much sold you under the table if they allow that BS to manifest. And that's where we are now. They are shaking hands with the state over this social media policy that we said is a violation, and it's electronic monitoring. And you're already on our website and our pages, and you're saying on our own time. And when we voice our particular opinion about whatever on our own time, you're now saying we belong to you 24 hours a day. And that's an atrocity. The essential pay is a joke that we haven't gotten at, but some of the Justice CDC are there. Some of them have fought for their own people to get it, but not for everybody. Not for all of those that put their lives on the line, as you said, during this deadly pandemic. And the telework stipend, forget it. Expectations memo, forget it. We had 3 PERT complaints, unfair labor practice charges, under your auspices when you were president, and they were being zealously fought. But then when they were able to do away with you, now they're trying to settle all of these with very, very little outcomes to our favor, because they know now no one's pushing them to really provide a zealous representation. So I'm just saying that we as a union, if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. So kudos to you. I don't know if you mentioned before I got on any updates with your fight in the HR1 or anything like that. But as the previous caller said, we're praying for you and for your family and for your sanctity and your stamina to hang in there and to fight the good fight of faith, and continue, continue. Don't sit down, So that's what I want to say.
Okay, so that was Ron Rawson. He's in Heppen leader of the Heppens. Health Facilities Evaluator Nurses. And he's been leading them for several years. They're a big group. They're a very tight-knit group. They have a very interesting job classification. And as he mentioned, I was doing everything I could to help them. He also mentions, he sent an email to their bunk chair for bargaining unit 17, Vanessa C. Strong, asking what's going on about certain situations. The essential worker premium pay, which somebody else on Facebook was asking about. The essential worker premium pay. Thanks to Yolanda Williams, we got 17,000 petitions. I delivered to the governor, not to him personally, but to the Capitol in February. So far, only a small group of Local 1000 represented employees got the money. That's a travesty. And you know that I was still with my powers, with my full powers, that would not have happened. Then he talked about the total agreement. And the survey that we did in December, and the members said keep fighting for $100 or more money. And then the other part of that survey said if they deny you telework in your agency, they have to provide a financial justification for the denial. Local 1000 went against that. They went against the membership and agreed to the 50 and 25 because they agreed that this governor is your boss. That's how they feel about you. This is not a union. This is a social justice organization. They don't care about you. They only care about pleasing the state of California. So when Ron Rawson says he doesn't feel that there's no zealous representation for the Heffens, that no zealous representation statement can be used for all the represented employees for Local 1000. I've asked DLC presidents, anytime you want to come on video with me and talk to me in front of everyone, please do. I saw DLC 752 President Kevin Healy come on. I see you, Kevin Healy. If you want to join me, I'll bring you on live and we can have a conversation live right now in front of everybody. Unscripted, unedited, unrehearsed, unpracticed. But he won't do it. So these people who call themselves leaders, what are they leading when they're even afraid to talk to the person that was voted into office as the ultimate leader? All the members voted, and at the end of the day, I was elected president. Not of a particular DLC, but the president of all 51 DLCs. So people can't figure out why they're trying to run me out of office off these baseless allegations. Every word that I say, they have tried to use against me. My faith in God and Jesus Christ is unwavered. And I knew when I accepted that election victory that they were coming. And then I was... There's so much that will come out. And you know I hate when I have to cut my words. So much is going to come out. And I want it all to come out. On these so-called Local 1000 leaders and on staff. So much will come out. And to all the people on Facebook, to Ron Rosin, Evelyn Brown, and other people who have prayed for me with their faith in God, and to those who prayed to Yahweh or to Allah, all blessings to Muhammad, that's the last prophet. I deeply thank you. And to other people with other faiths, I still respect you and your faith. And to those who don't have a faith in a higher power, but have the ultimate belief in a positive mindset, you or I are on the same page all day, every day. Because you've got to have a positive mindset to go through what many of you are going through. Because it's not just me, it's not just Ron or Evelyn or Yolanda or other people. We're all going through this together. Except my whole life is being thrown out in the public. That's fine. Because a lot of that stuff that they said about me is untrue. But we can't give up. And I said this is not a give up type of country. So I see VP Annika Walls is watching. Annika, let's have a conversation right now in front of everybody. If you say bring them on video, if you're serious, I'll bring you on video. So send me a text right now, and I'll bring you on video right now. And we can talk, me and Annika. That way, any questions about the HR1 process or anything that's going on, her and I can talk about freely. So let's see if she sends me a text saying, yeah, bring me on. So in the meantime, anybody on Zoom that wants to ask a question, please raise your hand. Anybody else on Facebook that wants to ask a question or make a comment, please do. And we'll see if Annika is really wanting to come on video. She'll send a text in the Facebook text saying that she'll come on. Let's give her a couple minutes to make up her mind what she wants to do. Because a lot of people are upset about what she's trying to do to me. But there's more to come. Okay. Annika is just looking for more ideas for Bill Hall. So, I normally don't talk about this because this is stuff behind the closed door. Is Annika Walls working with Bill Hall? Is Annika Walls working with David Jimenez? Is Annika Walls working with Irene Green? Who's working with who behind those doors at Local 1000? Remember when I was over there at the building and stuff would always leak out about what I was doing? Have you noticed with their quote, vigilante justice, that nothing's leaking out from behind those walls? Have you noticed that? So the question is, who is Annika working with? Well, Annika can come on right now. She can tell us that she's working with Bill, she's working with David, she's working for membership, working for employees. She can come on and answer that for herself.
How can the first time that you go to job sites, President, right? How is the first time you go to work sites is to build membership, and you haven't even asked the members why they left in the first place? Okay, that's the first thing you should be doing instead of going to the work sites trying to build membership. Their first time seeing you ever, you're there asking for membership. Not saying, what can I do for you? How can we make this a better union? How can we build your faith up in the union? How can we, but it's to build membership for our own selfish gain so we can give international all this money per month, and all of that is outrageous. I would like Annika to tell us what they're going to do about this social media and the state trying to monitor us on our off time. I would like for Annika to tell us what she's doing about getting nurses and everybody essential paid, and how Biden went to the table and sold us under the table for this telework, little bullshit ass telework stipend that's nothing after they tax it 40%. So, I mean, what in the world is going on? Who are they working for? I believe they're in bed with the state. I get people saying that, oh, my labor rep just called over to the labor relations with the state, and they're like, buddy. The union and the state just screwing over. Oh, we'll go Vanessa's ducking her head because she screwed us. She's throwing us under the table and allowing the state to delegate us duties that put our license in jeopardy and things like that. This is an atrocity what they're doing right now. And God is watching, so they need to really be careful, because all of this that they're doing is, they think they're just hurting you, but they're hurting through their attempts to bring you down. They're bringing down the membership of SEIU. They have already disrespected the vote of the members. Why don't Annika and Bill, Irene and David send out a petition to every member and ask the members how they feel about the current leadership and about their vote being disrespected? And if the members, and can somebody tell me after 8 months of this bullshit what the freaking emergency was for a board meeting? I don't know what the emergency is still to the day. What is the emergency for the board meeting? Those staff members don't want to come to work. Well, you were giving them time off, PTO, everything, and they were upset with you giving them time off. This is crazy. She's gonna come on, let her speak and answer some of these damn questions about what the crap is going on here.
So, Ron Rawson has said it perfectly. I don't have to repeat that. He was quite clear, quite distinctive, and he said it in less than 2 minutes. So, Annika, if you're still on here, please join me. I see a hand raised by Evie Lynch. So we'll give Annika a few more minutes to decide, her or Kevin Healy, or if they both want to come on together and I can talk to them both at the same time. Maybe she can get some support from him to answer some of these questions about why they're trying to destroy membership. All right, so we'll go to Evie Lynch. Go ahead, Evie.
Thank you, President Brown. So I have an offer for the 3 VPs, Billy Hall and yourself, sir. Instead of them having their call, I think Annika has a steward's call on Tuesdays, which for some reason some stewards can come on and some stewards cannot come on, but that's transparency, her definition of it. And then there's Billy's Wednesday night calls, straight action or something like that. And that's right. He couldn't handle the pressure of having the calls and doing membership drives, even though you did it the whole time. So he's not having those until September. Anyways, I digress. I'd like to offer them this. Why don't we have a meeting on Thursday? They can choose the Thursday, where you, President Brown, the 3 VPs, and Billy Hall can all be together in one room, and anybody can call in or come in and ask a question. And it will be a true meeting where it's not just one person's version or one group's version. Everybody's there at the same time and they can answer in real time about the questions, because we get Annika, and she answers questions, and then we get Irene who answers questions, and then we get Billy who, I don't know if he even knows what's going on half the time, but whatever. And then we get, so we have all these people and their versions at different times, unfettered. I think it would be great to have everybody in one room, all at one time, so that we, the membership, can ask questions and have those questions rebutted, if necessary, by the other side.
So, not to cut you off, I'm just going to throw this in and I'll let you keep talking. So, someone on Facebook is saying he's being sued, they won't. So, how do you respond to that?
That is silliness. Because if he's saying, hey, I'm willing, whoever he is, and I believe that they mean you, President Brown.
Okay.
If everybody's in the room, they can even bring their lawyers. Every side can bring their lawyers so they can ask their representative lawyers at that time, can I ask this question? Can I not answer this question? Whatever. Bring your lawyers. That way that I can't speak, and so forth. Some things you can't speak on. Because, I'm sorry, if you accuse somebody of something, you should be able to say what you accuse them for and why. That's plain. That's just plain. Thank you, President Brown.
Okay. So, this is a funny night. I never know what to expect with these calls on Wednesday night. Ron Rawson has spoken in 2 minutes or less twice. Evie Lynch has spoken less than 2 minutes. I don't know what to think. I guess I talked too much tonight because people are talking fast tonight and furious, and they're hitting the points home. Annika Wall still has not sent me on Facebook a text saying, yes, bring me on. Kevin Healy, DLC 752 president, Kevin Healy. He has not also sent me a text saying, you don't want to come on. So it's very ironic how these people who claim they're fighting for you, we're fighting for the members, we're fighting for the members. No, you're not. If they're fighting for you, but they wouldn't even come on and do a video with me to explain themselves. Because the truth comes out. When it comes to money, I'm real good. I'm going to say it for you again. I don't steal people's money. Just ask the ex-wife. When you run up on me, you run up on money. You say, what do you mean by that? A 21% pay increase across the board for everyone equally. That's what I'm on the hook for. You will get that with me. Period. Won't be no ifs, ands, and buts. With your GOP and COLA, that telework agreement, that only lasts to June 30th. This is the first time of me saying this, and maybe Ron will smile when I say this. That telework agreement, side letter agreement, is only to June 30th, 2023. Then it has to be renegotiated. Why do you think they're trying to run me out this union so fast? As your chief negotiator, I am not going to let you ever vote on a bad contract. We're going to bring you the best contract to vote on. And to those in bargaining unit 11, if you vote the contract down, you will not vote on that same contract again. 7:43, there's my number, 7:43 p.m. on August 17th, 2022. I tell everyone, watch my videos from the very beginning to the middle to the end. Bargaining Unit 11. If you vote the contract down, you will not vote on that same contract again. Has it happened before in the past? Yes, it has. It happened in 2001. How do I know that? Because I have the contract. I have the contract cover. And not all the bargaining units are on there. See, that's called integrity. Do any of these so-called leaders go back in the past and tell you about things in the past and bring back old contracts to show you the proof? No, they will not. They never will. Unless it's going to be presented in a way to get you to manipulate you to sign the next contract. Now, we've all made mistakes in life. And I told you earlier in the video, because I saw my ex-wife come on. She'll love to hear this. Nobody's made more mistakes than me unless you live in the street life. We've all made mistakes. There are no perfect people. And sometimes people come appearing that they're sincere, but they're not. They got a hidden agenda. I may be a little slow, but I ain't that slow. I did go to college, and I did graduate college. Have you had enough? Are you tired of the mental gymnastics? Of trying to understand what your union is doing? As Ron Rawson said, what the heck is going on? Where's our zealous representation that Yolanda Williams has been screaming about passionately from day one, from the time I first talked to her, and she's 1,000% correct? And many of you don't want to say it openly on Zoom or on Facebook. Thank God for Yolanda Williams and her sincerity and her integrity to call it the way it is. And to those who I haven't been able to help because I don't have all my powers, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that some of you have had to relocate your families. I'm sorry. Now someone's asking, have I ever tried to listen to Straight Talk? They don't sound like they know what they're talking about. I can't listen. Hold on one second. I can't listen to them. I delete their emails without opening them. So here's what I would say to that person. Keep all emails. Because those emails are trying to manipulate you, but you got to keep that information. Please keep those emails. Go back to that junk or that trash and get all those emails out. Because sometimes they say things in those emails that they shouldn't say. And I'll leave it at that. Because when you send out thousands of emails, it's kind of like doing tons of videos. Some of your videos are going to be good. Some of them are not going to be good. I speak with sincerity and integrity. Have you had enough? If you have, contact me. 408-207-2339. My 10-point platform is on createexcellence7437.com. Should we still be involved in politics? I campaigned that we shouldn't. Why would I change my mind once I was elected? I have stayed true to my 10-point platform. Somehow I survived a police stop while in my house at 5 o'clock in the morning on May 25th, 2021. Off a false allegation there was a woman in my house screaming. I survived that. Unfortunately, Breonna Taylor did not survive hers. Everyone has strong political opinions in this country. Roe versus Wade, the overturning of that situation. Second Amendment, right to bear arms. Right to have an abortion. Back to Roe versus Wade. Affirmative action. Universal health care. Freedom of speech. Everybody has strong opinions in this country. On everything. Illegal immigration. Our borders. You know, the LGBTQ fight for respect and equality. Everyone has opinions about these hot button issues. My opinion, I'm staying out of it as your local 1000 elected president in May of 2021. My job is to get you money and respect in the workplace. Nothing more, nothing less. Do a 2-term. Stay true to my platform. Not lie to you. Give you my very best. Period. That's what I'm being measured against. Not about supporting politics or politicians. That's not what I told you when I was campaigning, so why would I tell you that now? Why would I act any different from my campaign than now? I speak with the same passion, the same conviction, the same sincerity. Unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited, and as Evie Lynch said about Annika Walls, some people get to her calls on Tuesday night, some people don't. I let everybody in on my calls. Enemies and all. Supporters and all. Everybody comes in and takes shots. Some support me, some don't. They handpick what they want to do. That suggestion that Evie made about meeting on Thursday, they won't do it. They're too afraid of me. All of them and just me. Then God must be with me. If all those people ganged up can't handle one person, and they can't handle me, none of them can. And I mean that, not to brag, I'm just telling you the fact. They cannot handle the truth, and the truth is in me. And when all the truth comes out about this HR 1 situation and this lawsuit information, when all that comes out, let's see. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to win these situations. It doesn't mean I'm going to lose the situations. But all the information hasn't come out yet. And that's why they come on and watch my videos to see what I'm going to say, what I'm not going to say. Instead of them having the courage of their convictions to come on and say, let's talk in front of everybody. And let's see who's really telling the truth. Because the truth is not in them. And I'm not saying that to judge them. I'm just telling you it's not in them. It's just not. All right. So it's been fun. Today's August 17th, 2022. We've had a great conversation tonight. Talked about a lot of different things. And in summary, it comes down to, what are you willing to do? And giving up your membership is not it. Getting mad and walking off because you feel like the union has hurt you. Yes, the union has hurt a lot of good people in the past. And so I'm asking you sincerely, don't give up. This country was not built on someone giving up. When they came from England, they did not give up. They had to fight England. They fought Native Americans who were already here living peacefully. They brought the enslaved African over. That was a fight. And in the very end, we're still here today. We call ourselves the United States of America. We don't give up. I like to think that we're winners, not losers. You have to decide in your heart, are you a winner or are you a loser? Are you just going to take what Local 1000 does to you and say, oh, well, they tried to run the president out, I just give up? That's the type of role model that you're setting an example in front of your spouse and children. That's who you are on the inside. You just give up. I'm done. Today is August 17th, 2022. I'm Richard Lewis Brown. It's 7:52 p.m. And I'll end with this. Whether you believe in God, fantastic. If you don't believe in God, fantastic. That's your decision. I'm not going to force you. Whether you believe in the police, that's fantastic. If you don't believe in the police, that's fantastic. I'm not against anybody. What I'm for is to get you a substantial pay increase across the board, 21% for everyone represented by Local 1000, and to make sure your dignity is no longer violated by management in the workplace. And jail pay and COLA. And I will not break on this. They have tried to break me and break me and break me. They have tried to destroy me. You ain't my first rodeo. I've been through some tough times in my life. And those situations did not break me. They inspired me. And I say that on Genevieve Maud Brown's ashes. All right. Thank you for your time. Good night, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.